So first of all, Giant has a big problem.
I love Giant. Whenever we talk about them, it's always I'm just in the corner chuckling. Giant problems.
The Giant has a giant problem, you might say, because the US has banned imports of Giant bikes made in Taiwan. It comes after an investigation found evidence of forced labour. So US Customs and Border Protection say it found indicators of forced labour such as abuse of vulnerability, abusive working and living conditions, debt bondage, withholding of wages and excessive overtime. And now the Trump administration has begun seizing bikes, bike parts and accessories that enter the country. Giant's actually the world's biggest bike manufacturer. It has manufacturing hubs in Taiwan, Vietnam. It's got 5 in China and 2 in the EU, according to Escape Collective. They also make bikes for a lot of different companies as well. Although, according to the reports that I've read, it does seem that it's just Giant bikes coming out of Taiwan that are affected here. Giant's responded, they're filing a petition to have the ban revoked, and they have insisted they're firmly committed to upholding human rights and labour protections. They say since the start of 2025, they've implemented a zero recruitment fee policy as well as upgrading its employee housing. So wait, the employees
have houses? Like miners' houses?
I think what I am comfortable saying is there are many areas in the world which operate business in a very different way to how we do it here. And I don't know enough about that world, and I'm very... what I definitely am comfortable saying is all of the things they've been accused of, if they have been accused of, no one should be buying their stuff and they should be put out of business.
Yeah, I like in some ways that... Border Force are... I mean, it's a really hard stance, isn't it? But it's presumably more likely to create effective change if you are physically barred from selling your products. Mm-hmm. Did you know that Giant produces roughly 1 million frames a year? Francis, you might know this because you did that Giant Facts video.
I did do a Giant Facts video, but then I deleted every piece of information from my brain as soon as that video was exported. So
okay, fair.
Great fact.
Yeah, they produce 1 million frames a year. They also have a separate facility, which is called Giant Light Metals, that makes their own aluminium alloy. So this is not just the tubing, they make the raw material. The tubes are extruded in-house, hydroformed, cut welded, and dropouts are forged on site. They're a huge business.
The scale is wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think on the subject, this is a slight tangent, mind. So I was actually so I regularly chat to lots of bike brands, and I had a conversation the other day with the brand director or something like that for Trek. And he was quite keen to talk about the stuff that they are doing for emissions. And something I hadn't really considered, and it's really got me thinking about how I think about bikes now going forward, I think. So with businesses at this scale, we know that carbon manufacturing is the worst for the environment, and then alloy followed by steel. Mm-hmm. And Trek are making loads of effort to reduce the emissions of their alloy bike manufacturing. And the reason for that is they actually manufacture significantly more alloy bikes than carbon bikes. And that's going to be the case for basically everyone, isn't it? Apart from the odd, like Cervelo that basically only make a premium carbon road bike. But your Giants of the world and those big, like Specialized, the chances are they're actually selling mostly metal bikes, which actually is not great for the environment, or is worse than steel, but it's better than carbon. So they're apparently they're putting pressure on their suppliers, or are helping their suppliers transition to fully renewable energy in all of the factories to effectively reduce their own emissions, which is kind of cool, to be fair. But what it got me mostly thinking about is, I think that we need to start a campaign as cyclists, and we need to make steel bikes cool again, because of those 3 materials, they have the least impact on the environment. You can, if one of your tubes is knackered, you can cut it out and weld in a new one. It has the ability to last a lifetime, if not longer.
And is the easiest recyclable.
I don't know enough about it. I don't know enough about it to know if that is actually true. But you can definitely recycle it. So the charity I'm a trustee for, Recycle Your Bike, one of their objectives is to keep bikes out of landfill. Steel bikes that are write-off, it's cracked, it's not worth replacing, and alloy bikes in the same situation, they effectively scrap the metal. So all of the bike bits get taken off it, and it gets sold for weight, which then gets recycled by outside of the cycling industry. For carbon bikes that are written off, they go in landfill. Like, we shouldn't be buying carbon bikes. We really shouldn't, should we?
No, I guess not.
So I think we need to make steel bikes cool again. I think bike manufacturers need to be making steel bikes cool again, and we need to be transitioning to a bike, because steel bikes are the coolest. They absolutely, completely and utterly are the coolest bikes. They're just not the lightest. They're not the fastest, but they're still the coolest bikes. I think we, as everyone in the bike industry, should be making more effort to make steel bikes cool again. That is my rant over. Thank you very much.
That's a very nice rant. I agree with you.
Should we get little hats that are MSBCA?
Red ones.
No, definitely not.
MSBCA, mate.
Steel bikes cool again.
Oh, I see. Oh, right.
I think
where
they've always
you're
been
going
cool. They're just not as popular, are they?
Because people don't look at them as being cool anymore. If you're like a hardcore roadie, an old school roadie, you probably still think steel bikes are cool, but you probably have more carbon bikes than you do steel bikes. Whereas if you've got your Lachlan Mortons of the world doing all of his epic things on these like really like cool tricked out steel bikes, more people are going to go, oh, maybe I should get a steel bike rather than a fancy carbon one.
Do you remember Madison tried to do it with the Madison Genesis team were all riding steel and racing at Premier Calendar level in the UK, which is pretty cool.
But I think that's where the problem is, isn't it? Is that at that level, carbon bikes rule.
They were at a disadvantage, especially now.
Yes.
I remember going on a ride with Pete, who's still got his old team bike. He was on that team, and then we switched bikes a few times during the ride just to see. And it is like, oh man, this is a tank. But fair play for when you did ride it.
But if you're actually looking at bike brands, if you look at the people that are making the content, making the stuff that people go, oh wow, that's amazing. I want to do that. I want to be part of that. Then there should be more cool steel bikes in that space, which are being told that the industry is telling consumers, actually, this is a legitimate, realistic option for you, and it's amazing, and it's cool, and you're going to have a great time on it, and you don't necessarily need carbon.
Listen, I would say that we are part of the industry and can help tell people what's cool or not. I mean, it's subjective anyway, isn't it? But we should get some more steel bikes on first looks, perhaps.
Oh, definitely.
Well, we should lead by example. So what this says to me is that we need to buy new bikes.
Is that what you got from it?
Oh no! Yeah. That's what it all boils down to.
Am I the only one with steel bikes? I am, aren't I? Technically, Emily has one, but she doesn't use it.
Mine's for decoration.
Have you ever had a steel road bike? You haven't, have you?
Nope.
No way.
I've ridden lots, but never owned one. I have 3 bikes: one mountain bike, one road bike, and one gravel bike, and all of them are carbon.
Yeah.
And one of them has a crack in.
But the interesting thing of that, though, is that the bikes that you now have as your own bikes are bikes that you've acquired via previous sponsorship relationships.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. And that's kind of my point, is that the industry is telling everyone to buy carbon. That's why you have carbon bikes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So it's actually like, if the industry as a whole started saying steel bikes are better for the environment, steel bikes are actually really, really good products, and there's a reason why everyone used to ride steel bikes, and start making products and marketing products that aren't pro products, that are actually, this one makes more sense for you, but it isn't necessarily the lightest or the fastest, but you are going to have a great time on it, and it's better for the environment. It's not going to go into landfill.
Standard are doing that. They're metal only, aren't they?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are plenty of metal-only brands out there, but it's still a trickle-down marketing thing, isn't it? Where everything's still pushed around carbon.
There's so much marketing done around professional racing, isn't there? And still, even to this day, people still ride professional level road bikes around, and they haven't got to the point where they're so annoying that people won't ride them. Will that change as things get more and more aero and weirder angles, perhaps? But for now, people see a BMC being ridden in the World Tour, and then they want that bike, don't they?
Yep.